earlier this month on July 9th, me and Michael from Lawrence Accountability, we drove over to Elk County, Kansas to follow up on some KORA requests that Michael had submitted to the sheriff's department there, and the sheriff's department hadn't responded at all to his requests within the required time that requests have to be responded to is 3 days here in Kansas. Well, they hadn't responded at all. So we drove over there to follow up on that in person, since we weren't getting any responses through email. And also we wanted to submit a couple more KORA requests there at the sheriff's department and then at the courthouse. And the sheriff's department and the courthouse in Elk County there are just right across the street from one another. It's just a small side street there. So you just walk back and forth between the two. It's probably like 30 feet. And so that's what we did. We went there, we submitted KORA requests at the sheriff's department, and didn't have any issues. The deputy there, Joe Love, he talked to us. We didn't have any issues. And then we went over, well, we didn't have any issues in terms of, like, there were no altercations. There was nothing out of the ordinary there. We got the runaround from them, bouncing between the sheriff's department and the courthouse and the clerk and the county attorney. They were all kind of pointing their finger at each other on where the information was that we were requesting. But other than that, we didn't have any issues. No legal or criminal issues at all. So we submitted some paperwork there at the sheriff's department. And Michael has our entire visit is recorded there. He live streamed the entire thing, and the video is posted up on his YouTube channel, Lawrence Accountability. So you can go check it out and see what happened. So after we submitted the paperwork there at the sheriff's department, we walked over to the courthouse, and Elk County has an issue with, it is a constitutional issue where they require people to identify themselves before entering the courthouse. And so that was what was happening with us. We're having some back and forth with the sheriff. The sheriff's department controls access to the courthouse, but it's remote access. They sit over at the sheriff's department building across the street there, and then at the courthouse, when you walk up there, you buzz it, and the person at the sheriff's department answers the call when it's buzzed, and then asks your name and what your business is there. And once we were able to get inside the courthouse, which should just be a normal thing, you should just be able to just walk freely in there. You shouldn't have to surrender your ID to access a public area. But once we were in there, we go up to the clerk's office and submit a KORA request. And Deputy Love, he comes in a couple minutes after we'd already been there, and we talked to him a little bit further as well. And the entire thing, like I said, is recorded, and the entire thing was friendly. Our interaction with the couple of employees there in the clerk's office, which I assume were just like administrative employees there, it was all totally friendly. It was friendly. We were joking around with each other, making some jokes. There were 2 times during the live stream that some of the viewers that were watching actually called the clerk's office and asked if they could relay messages over to me and Michael, and they did. They wrote them down on stickies and came over and handed the messages there, and we said, "Oh, you guys are great," all kinds of stuff. Totally friendly, no issue, nothing. Deputy Love asks if we want to take a tour of the courthouse, and he could give us a tour. Totally friendly. But found out just the other day here, 2 days ago from right now, which would be like July, I don't even know, 25th or something like that. So like 2 weeks after we're up there, we find out that they're pressing charges on me and Michael for interfering with the duties of a public employee. And Deputy Love says that after we left, some employees in the clerk's office wrote up a statement saying that we were trying to intimidate them out of doing their jobs, their official duties. And first of all, that's complete bullshit. Like I said, our interaction was entirely friendly, and it's on video. Secondly, they weren't prevented from doing their work. They freely did their work there the entire time that we were there. There was no stopping, preventing them from working at all, which is what the statute says for interfering with public duties of a public employee. They have to, they're prevented from doing their duties through a series of things, whether it's threat or force or like obstruction or intimidation. And so that's what they're saying. It's a misdemeanor citation, and it's all completely bullshit. It's illegal what they're doing if you're not breaking the law and while you're exercising your First Amendment right. You cannot be charged for anything. It's unlawful for the government to do anything legally to you while you're engaged in constitutionally protected activities, which we were there at the courthouse. And so now that they're coming up with this citation, which is a similar thing that happened on May 1st at the Douglas County Commission meeting when I got arrested there for exercising my rights. That's an illegal arrest because I was doing something that was constitutionally protected, and I wasn't breaking the law while doing that. So you can't get in trouble for that. Well, now Elk County is doing that. So they on, I think it was this past Friday, Michael called up and spoke to Deputy Love, and I'll play all these videos here, and you can hear what Deputy Love says about the citation that's been issued to us. And it's all bullshit. And see, the thing about it is, this is Elk County. I wanted to go down there and follow up on these KORA requests, and I also wanted to, ask around about an unlawful arrest that had happened there back in June of 2023 at that courthouse. They arrested a guy named Robert Walker unlawfully there at the courthouse. So I kind of wanted to just look at that a little bit. As someone that's been unlawfully arrested multiple times, when I see that shit, especially with the amount of force that was used on Robert Walker, I want to go down and see what's going on. And the thing about it is, I would have been done on July 9th. I went down there, submitted the request, I looked around a little bit, and I would have been done. But since then, Elk County has done multiple things, including these bullshit charges that they're brought against me and Michael. And so that just brings me right back into this battle. They're declaring war on my rights, and so now I'm fully invested in what's going on down there because they're lying on my name, trying to fucking ruin my life, trying to get me tied up into legal matters as a way to actually intimidate me and retaliate against me, to prevent me from going in there and doing more business in there, and also to retaliate against me for going in there on July 9th and doing business in there that they didn't like. And it's fucking bullshit, and I'm not going to stand for it. And I'm going to push back on this. Whereas, July 9th would have come and gone if they didn't have any issue with me. It would have been done and over with, but not now. Fuck these motherfuckers, man. I'm tired of these motherfuckers fucking with me, going there just to submit paperwork, just to ask simple questions about what's going on with our elected officials, and then they come at you with the law. They engage in lawfare, and it's fucking bullshit. And so here we are. We'll see how this goes, and I'll update here along the way.
Hopefully people see that we're back up. Get a couple people in here.
You want the
courthouse policy as well? That's right.
Well, we need the courthouse policy that says that we can't come in here without providing ID.
Yeah, right here. I'll word it this way.
That's the judge's rule.
Okay, there's your receipt.
And then we need to get, I guess
This
that
is where we update
we shouldn't have to
your
request the sheriff's policy here.
That's just a copy
Isn't that
for
something?
you.
I
But they're in
bet.
possession of it.
It's gonna pull over into the election system and they'll mail you out your postcard with that information, okay?
This
Give
is
me just a
incredible.
second and I'll get your new license
I
for
want
you.
to go out here and give an update what's going on. Okay, guys. So I appreciate whoever called in to the courthouse and told them to tell us that we were muted. That's classic, because she actually relayed the message to us so that we could restart the stream. We are inside the courthouse finally, and filling out a KORA request at the county clerk's office, and we're trying to get a copy of the court order that the judge signed, and I believe that was my deputy Love that just walked by here. There he is. Oh, deputy,
How are you?
doing well.
We got you guys in here, huh?
Well, you know, actually, I believe he's in here against policy because they didn't get his ID and where he's from and everything.
They just need name.
Huh?
All they asked for is name.
Yeah, but he didn't identify anyway. I'm the one that got in, and he just walked in with me, kind of like Jennifer and Robert did. Are we going to rough him up today?
I don't rough people up, sir.
Okay, I'm good. I've heard that about you. I've been talking to people about you. They tend to like you. So, what are we hearing about this judge's order? Do you have a copy
Actually,
of that?
while you were gone, I looked into that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if Carrie's here yet. I'll look and tell you in just a minute.
Mm-hmm.
The county commissioners, at the recommendation of the judge, passed a resolution.
Okay.
So it's done by the commissioners.
Okay.
I believe the year was 2010.
Okay.
Just, I did a little bit more research and found out that it is a county resolution. Now, right or wrong, I'm not, I
We'll
don't
take
do
that up
civil
with,
law.
yeah, we'll take
You
that
know,
up with the county commissioners, but if we can get a copy of that resolution, that'd be awesome.
If Carrie's here, I'm sure you can.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, you have to pay for everything.
Yeah. Now, the other question that I have is we haven't made any progress at all on the Sheriff's Department policy manual. I've even talked to Paul, the county counselor, and he he left a message through us that he doesn't have it, that those requests have to go through the DA, and nobody seems to know where this policy manual is.
I told you earlier, I called the sheriff and asked specifically, do we have one? Yes, we do. The county attorney is reviewing it, and it is in her possession, and
What are we reviewing? Is it one that's been in place for a while?
Sir, I
or-
don't, I can't
Okay.
answer that. I'm not on the administrative end of this
Okay.
business. If I was, I'd give you more answers, but I'm
Gotcha.
not.
All right, yeah, if we could just get the copy of that judge's order, or the ordinance, I guess,
Yes,
that the county
it'll be
commission
a
passed.
county resolution, and
Okay.
if Carrie is here, I don't know if she's here or not, I'll find out.
Okay.
It's in the minutes of all of the public meetings that the county commissioners have had.
No, a
for
county
episodes.
resolution would have to actually be typed up and
Yes,
inserted with
yes.
county resolution. They should be able to search it
Yeah.
and find it
Yeah,
pretty
she'll
easily.
have it,
Okay.
if she's here. I cannot invite you beyond this point, so.
That's okay.
Restriction on top of a restriction. Very restrictive.
And we have 200 East Willow and then PO
Okay,
Box
she is not
25,
currently here, but the lady said that she is on her way.
Okay.
And who does this go to, man?
It'll go into her clerk's, into her office, and she will take care of all of that.
Who's the FOIA officer? The freedom
That
of
would be
the clerk.
Carrie.
The clerk is.
County
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's that then.
okay.
Do you charge for copies of that?
We're gonna get your picture. So you stayed in front of that
This
blue
one does
screen
not,
over there.
yeah, it does. It's right down here.
Well, that's for the actual.
That is
this stuff
for
here.
time.
Okay.
And then this is paper, document fee.
Yeah, but I mean specifically, you charge copy for getting a copy of the
Oh.
request that I'm submitting.
Oh, of this? No, I can make a copy
okay,
of that.
good.
That's not a problem. Okay,
Okay.
sorry.
Sheriff's Department was gonna charge me $1. You believe that?
Oh, no.
Jeez.
No, I can make a copy of
I was
that.
like, if I'm gonna give them $1, maybe they can get an AC in their waiting room with it.
Okay, I'll have you sign that
Oh, yeah,
last pad.
they've been live, I've been live streamed for a couple of times today. I guess the whole room can tell everything.
Just however you sign your check. It looks like you just did your first and last time.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that the sheriff?
Yeah, they complied with the resolution, and they are in the courthouse, and they're asking for,
Yes. And I'm gonna
they're
give
going
you
through the procedure, asking for the documents they want.
Is the volume fixed on that?
papers. I'm gonna give
And
you
they're not being rude or
There's your
indifferent
copy.
in any way.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Not a problem.
taken off of that. So this takes it the registry, it doesn't pick it off of there. It doesn't, yeah. It's pretty easy to do it though.
That's, well, yeah, that's nobody else's business. It's your private phone. You can get it wherever you want, right?
So if you just follow.
But no,
I just
there's been no
emailed it,
problem.
and she emailed me the paper and then I.
Well, our
Other
ideas
than-
are private
The
business
whole world's
too.
probably wondering what the hell they got a fat deputy
They'll.
down here talking to them for.
Is there anything else I can help you guys
We're
with?
just waiting for Deputy Love.
Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. No, they are gonna file a complaint against her and the jailer.
Already did.
Well, because they weren't happy with the reception they got. So, and that's, that's their prerogative. They're welcome to do that.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Oh, okay. Well, we'll deal with that after, Matt. Anyway, they're still here. I'm gonna get back with them. So, all right, holler, need something later. All right, let's see.
Deputy Love, was that the sheriff?
No, sir, that was
Okay.
one of the county commissioners.
One of the county commissioners, okay.
Sure.
May I ask which one?
Harry Russell.
Okay. All right.
He said somebody called him and demanded information as to why he had a Hawaiian phone number, and I don't know whose business that would be.
Maybe a viewer.
Are we waiting on anything?
Well, I'm still hoping to get a copy of this order signed by the judge. That's, or the resolution, the
gonna
ordinance, or
happen?
whatever that was done.
It is the resolution
Yeah.
for the county, and it was
Something
voted on
that-
and approved by all three of the commissioners at that time, which I mean, our commissioners change over the years.
Well, and unfortunately, in that case, then it's not going to be on the judge. It'll be on the commissioners
It
for
was
passing
recommended,
it.
it was recommended by the judge.
But I thought you said it
Really?
was the judge's ruling.
It was. The judge sent it down, said he wanted it done, the commissioners voted on it and it happened. That's the way it
And
works.
that's the judge's ruling?
Like your register.
No,
So
it's
the-
not a ruling, but he encouraged it to be done.
Oh, he encouraged it to be done. Okay, we were under
So,
the
and yeah, I
impression-
probably misspoke.
Well, you said it's like District 13 ruling, like you were specific about it, but it
Yeah,
was the
it's
commission.
13th Judicial District is who we're under.
Okay, yeah,
And
but
it
it
was one
was
of the district judges of that district that made that decree.
okay.
And
Back in
so I
2010.
probably misspoke
Okay,
when
back
I
in
said that
2010.
it was his order, but he brought it to the commissioners voted on it and made a resolution, and therefore it is
Okay.
now.
Well, I'm glad we clarified that because we've been asking for the judge's ruling and it actually requested it as well. But so that'll.
So
be,
that was on me.
Well, that's all right. But
I
that'll just be
misspoke.
moot because it's not his order.
Right.
But I did
Guys,
it.
I was here in 2010, but I don't know that I remember anything that happened in 2010.
That's fine. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I just,
Just
like I
want to make
said,
sure we're wording it right because
Yeah, we want to get it right.
They'll get denied. Yeah.
And I probably absolutely misspoke over there when I said it came from, but I did do the research afterwards to find out.
Okay.
So to clarify, yes, that's the way it came about. And I don't know when the clerk is going to be here, but as I understand from these ladies, she's on her way.
is this,
really? Okay.
is this not an ordinance that one of them can just look up? Or somebody can just look up?
I don't
didn't-
know what they're,
Okay.
I don't know what, each one's got their own role, and I don't know what it is, sir.
All right, no problem. We'll hang out and wait a little bit.
Have you had a chance to tour this old building?
Well, actually, I'm kind of surprised that you're offering that because when we tried to call to get in here, we said we needed to speak to the clerk, and the lady was like, "Well, I'll check and see if they're there." And we're like, "No, we'll just come in." She's like, "No, if they're not here, then you can't come in." Like we specifically could only come see the clerk to get in here, but now we can tour the building.
I'm with you. I don't suppose there's anything wrong with that if I take you around.
Well, but we don't need to be taken around, do we? I mean,
Guys, it's a public facility.
That's our point. That's exactly our point.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying. It's a public facility. What's all this?
We don't have to give up our.
I got
anything to
it.
get in
Here's my
Guys,
question.
that's there again.
If somebody
you know,
comes to the door out there and says, I need to use the bathroom, are they going to buzz them in? There's public
they have
restrooms.
not
It's
in the-
listed.
yeah, They have not in the past, I can tell you that.
I mean,
guess
it's
the question
listed,
would be
public
then, So would
restrooms.
you move to arrest someone if they have done that? If they're not following the resolution? Would that be like an arrest?
No, sir, and it's, like I said, that's a civil issue, and I do
Is
not,
it?
I enforce criminal and traffic laws through the state of Kansas. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys asked me, do I have a policy? Well, I've got 560 hours through the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center,
Okay.
and I maintain 40 hours a year certification, as
Yeah.
well as weapons qualification. I do criminal and traffic laws. I don't have anything to do with civil laws, period. I'm not qualified to handle that.
So
That would qualify as civil.
what's the teeth behind the gatekeeping to come into the building? Like,
Would you react? Would you act to arrest someone if they?
Only if they were being rude and indignant to the people in here.
Oh, really? They can be arrested for being rude.
Well, I mean, I was looking at it, talking about, there's even a statute in here that says, interference with the public facility.
Yeah, and what? Yeah, but you have to.
I mean, that's a citation, but it's still, there is a law against it. I mean,
But I guess if you're going to issue that citation based on the behavior,
no, I would go by what the statute says.
right, and you said that you wouldn't interfere with the civil process, which is what that sign on the door is. You wouldn't enforce, or, try to lawfully arrest somebody for enforcing
I'm not gonna try to interpret
that.
civil law, that's where I'm coming from. I'm not an attorney. I do
Right,
not
but
do
what
civil
you're
law.
quoting me is a behavioral thing that you would be charging rather than the actual entry into the building. And so I guess if it's based on behavior, why can't it just be based on behavior, not have the barrier at the door?
That's something that you would have to question the commissioners about, who put the rule into effect. You know what I mean? I can't
Yeah, no
can't
problem.
intelligently answer for what other people have done in
No
the past.
problem.
All
And I
can
appreciate
say
you
right
finding that and pulling
now.
that
Well, we
out.
carry these in 3 other books.
Okay.
Because you'd asked about policies, and I
Yeah.
got to thinking about that. Well, I have a policy. Now, yes, the sheriff's department has policies as well, but they fall under what has been approved by the state, or they would not be valid.
Mm-hmm. We would hope so.
Well, I can assure you.
And there's a couple of these policies that we're questioning because of that, so.
And that, there again, I can't talk intelligently about those things. 'cause
No, and I appreciate you, Debbie Love. You've been more than cordial all day, so.
But, yeah, the only way I would ever come over that door and arrest somebody for disorderly is if they were actually disorderly.
Which would require.
And by statute, you understand there are criteria that we have to follow. And then there's also a word called officer discretion. You know, 2 officers may not see it the same way. But if they fall under this criteria that's in this book right here, and it's up to the officers then to make that decision.
You ever seen a situation where somebody was charged with a misdemeanor and then 6 months later charged with a felony? Had one of those charges just escalated magically to a felony?
Well, sir, there again, you'd be asking me to do the county attorney's
I
job, and
know,
I can't do that.
kind of weird though.
But I mean, have you seen that happen? Somebody gets a charge from you guys, and then the attorney just ups it a little.
I can tell you as a general rule, when I charge somebody with a crime, I charge him with the highest crime I can charge him. Okay? What this, by statute, allows me to charge him, I charge him with the highest level of crime. Now, if,
Are you serious?
and when it goes to court, they may
I
take
can't
it down
believe,
to a
hey,
lesser charge.
you guys are
And
awesome.
that's
I
what
can't
we
believe you
do.
guys are doing this.
But it is my job to charge him with the highest crime.
Really?
Yes.
So,
Within the realms of the statute. I can't make stuff up.
guys, I gotta tell you, the 2 ladies in there, these 2 ladies are awesome. There's been 2 times that you guys have called in and left a message with them, and both times they've gone above and beyond what they're expected to do in this situation and given us the message. Andrew, we appreciate you letting us know that Deputy Love's a good guy.
Who's Andrew?
Andrew Cook is a friend of ours that's watching right now, and he's a former law enforcement officer out of Barton County. And he's saying you're a good guy.
Well, I appreciate that.
See? Ain't all bad. Ain't all
No, you
bad.
guys have been completely cordial. I have no reason to have any animosity toward you.
Appreciate it.
It's just something about not being granted access to these public spaces. It's just kind of like.
Let's get the elephant out of the room. You guys are in here with cameras, with press, and everybody's got a pucker factor. That's going to happen wherever you go.
And in all honesty, we wanted that to happen because we're trying to instigate a little change, trying to make just a couple things. There's not a lot of problems, but these ID things to get into public buildings are things that we really do need to adjust a little.
And like I said, that's something that you guys have every right to pursue. I mean, under our Constitution, and it's a great one. You guys have every right to do that. But
I think-
I can't interpret the civil side of that law, so all I can do is.
Yep. What time you got?
It is 2:10.
2:10.
A little bit longer.
Yeah, so basically, really all we're waiting on at this point is to find out that ordinance that was passed by the county.
These ladies said that the clerk is coming in.
Okay,
I can't,
is that her?
no, that's the treasurer.
Okay. So yeah, that's really all we're waiting on now. So once we can get that ordinance clarified, we'll probably be out of here for today. We might be back.
Well, that's.
Hopefully you're on duty next
That's your
time.
I can't guarantee you that. That's your prerogative, Jess. And I wish you the best in what you're trying to do, but I just have to kind of, make sure that nothing gets out of unruly. That's all I'm here for.
We're fine. We're good. I don't know if you're if they're requesting you to hang around to monitor us or something, that's not
It
necessary.
has been our request.
Okay.
And like I said, that goes back to the elephant room, so.
Yep.
But I will go over here and talk to the other ladies, and you guys are welcome to
Yep.
wait for the clerk to get here.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. Oh boy. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not going back outside. Like,
You're not going out because it's a lot cooler.
it's freaking nice in here.
You think so? Oh man, I think it's hot as hell.
It's a lot cooler in here.
It's hot as shit.
So guys, I'm gonna knock this down to about, there's just a lot of misunderstandings happening here, and it's gone too far, excuse me, to the point where some of those misunderstandings have seemed to have developed into ad hoc rules and laws. And you know, the way the ruling on the courthouse here came down with the judge saying to the county that that's what he wanted and making it happen, not normally the way courthouses are managed. There's the elevator, commission room. I wonder if we're able to see what the commission room looks like. Is it locked? Oh, just a small room.
She's not able to stop by now. No, she's not. But she said she'll be in and she'll process that with records request when she comes in.
Did you put it on there?
Yeah, we have, she put it on Carrie's desk and everything.
Did you put it on for the ordinance that is the judge's thing?
resolution.
Yeah.
I requested the judge's order because I thought it was a judge's order and also the resolution.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it was, did Joe explain it's the commissioners, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
said that the
yeah.
commissioners had put it
Yeah,
down.
they're the ones who make it for us, yeah.
Okay.
They make the motions and the resolutions, is
All right.
what it is,
Where's
yeah.
the county administrator at? Is that different?
Like the county attorney, or what
This
do you
would be
mean?
like your county executive, your administrator,
that
the
works
person
with the commission, because I would think
It
that
would be
sh-
Carrie.
Oh, she's in
It's,
it. Okay.
yeah.
The clerk,
Yeah,
okay.
she's right under them and like handles stuff in between them and
Okay,
stuff like
gotcha.
that, and our office does.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Well,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep.
Cool. Have a good day.
You too.
So we out of here? All right. Joe, we're gonna get out of here. The county clerk is gonna respond to the KORA. She's not gonna make it in today, but look into some of the things that we talked about. I think.
I'll go, sir. I do try to research stuff if I don't know the
Right
answer.
on.
But, and there's a lot of answers I don't have.
Yeah.
Nobody has them all, but all right. So we appreciate you.
So is that what Elk County is named after right there? Is that what that?
Actually, that was a gentleman who passed away. You know, Fort Riley has elk hunts that you can get a once in a lifetime lottery for.
Yeah.
He went up there and got to shoot it, but he was from Elk County and he thought it would be appropriate to bring it down there.
Appropriate to put up
He
in there?
donated it for the cause.
Well,
So yeah, it was,
there's the elk of Elk County.
Actually, it's from Riley County, but we'll take it.
Okay, it's the Riley County elk.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys.
Just think we would never know that if we weren't allowed
Yeah.
there, you know? We would never know
Yeah.
that.
Big veteran wall.
Wow, look at that. That's awesome.
I mean, that should be open to the public, I would think.
For sure. Why are restrict people?
Yeah.
Look at that. Right on top.
All right.
I tell you, people just make stuff so damn difficult. More difficult than it needs to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the reality
We need to
is
stand out here
everything,
for 40 minutes.
everything you're saying that I'm being charged with a crime.
No, a citation, a misdemeanor, and it is a citation.
Okay, and when have I been charged with that?
The paperwork is with the county attorney, but when you were here, the people in the clerk's office complained that you interrupted their business.
Gotcha. And
I had
so,
to do that report.
so you have filed those charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and are those charges filed against Dr. Spees as well?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. And so today when you threatened to file charges on Nicole, did those charges actually get filed?
It is a citation, sir, but yes, I am writing them citations.
So you are actually writing them citations, huh?
Yes, sir, and if you would like, I can explain you the grounds for that.
Please do.
Okay. We had a lady in here who was doing business. She had to have fingerprints taken so that she could apply for a position with the school system. Okay. I can't give you her name, but that was her purpose for being in here.
Mhm.
And with that, she gave her identification.
Okay.
John and Nicole came in, and they refused to give their identification, which is perfectly fine. They can do that. That's their right. But they asked the lady why she was given her identification. And when the lady, after they left, the lady said,
No, hold on just a moment.
Questions.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But the lady who they had asked her why she gave up her ID asked us after Nicole and John had left, can they do that? And I said, well, did you feel like they were interrupting your business? And she said yes. So that justified the citation to them.
Okay, so, and what exactly did Nicole and John do?
They asked her why she was giving up her identification after they refused to give up theirs.
Gotcha. So they just asked her why. They didn't harass her about it or anything?
I can't say that they did.
But you don't have any evidence that they did, is that correct?
All I have is a statement from the lady who they asked.
Okay, and the lady said, how did this become a crime?
Well, it's not a crime for anybody to come in here and refuse to give ID.
No, I'm talking about the interference. Let's put the ID aside. How is this rising to the crime of interference?
Well, I can read you the statute if you would like.
Please. I mean, I'm familiar with 5922, but I mean, I'm trying to understand how asking somebody a question rises to interference.
The lady who they asked was offended by the fact that they were asking her why she had to give up her ID.
Okay, so that person was offended, and now that becomes a crime?
It's not a crime to offend somebody, I suppose, because you guys are pretty good at that. But when you are in a public office and do it, then that's when the interference happens.
Okay, so in a public office, so Nicole didn't actually make any aggressive actions or anything? This isn't a battery or an assault or harassment or anything? This is just the simple fact that she asked her why she gave up her ID?
And the lady who was asked took offense to that. That's what happened. Yes.
Okay. And Deputy Love, can you explain to me how you've understood to have legal founding on this?
By reading the statute.
Can you tell me, go ahead and quote what statute you're using for that.
I am using 215922, and I'm very aware that you are probably recording me.
Okay, I'm very familiar with 215922. I don't find a clause in that statute at all that subjects us to somebody else's feelings like this.
Okay, 21A1, conduct at or in any public building owned, operated, or controlled by the state or any of its political subdivisions, so as to knowingly deny to any public officials, public employee, or any invitee on such premises the lawful rights of such official, employee, or invitee to enter, to use, to facilitate, or to leave any such public building, knowingly impeding any public official or employee in the lawful performance of duties or activities through the use of restraint, abduction, coercion, intimidation, or by force or violence or threat thereof. And the lady felt like she was intimidated.
Gotcha. And have you reviewed this with the sheriff, and he's okay with this as well?
I told the sheriff what I had done, yes.
Okay. And these charges have been submitted to the county attorney. Has she responded to this at all?
I can't speak for the county attorney as to what she has or has not done. I do not have the answer.
Okay, but you're saying that there are charges that you filed against Justin and I?
Yes, and because the deputy clerks at the clerk's office.
Okay. And how many counts? How many counts against each of us? Just one? Okay, and it's for the conduct inside the courthouse, not at the sheriff's department?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Wow, Deputy Love, I really appreciate your openness and willing to discuss this. I got to tell you, I'm very disappointed for you where this is going to lead. So,
Sir, like I told you, sir, I just enforce law.